everyone, welcome back to a Vintage Vanity, and today's hair tutorial is getting us back to the basics. We're actually going to go through the process of rolling up our hair in foam rollers. We're going to talk about why we like to use them, how to roll, and how to get the best curl out of a foam roller set that you can. And we're going to go all the way through to the brush out. I have no setting pattern for this, so you guys are going to be as surprised as I am in the morning with what hairstyle we end up going with for that day. To start things off, you're going to want to get your hair damp. Now, if you're not washing it that night, go ahead and use just a spray bottle full of water. If you have washed your hair that night, make sure that it's to the point where it's almost dry. If you roll on hair that is too damp, your curls aren't going to dry all the way through. You'll wake up in the morning, take out, and all your curls are going to fall, and you will be upset. Believe me, it's happened to me. So you want to get it to the point where it is almost dry. So I'm going to go ahead and take my spray bottle and just start spritzing away. And I will be back once this is all damp. The reason why curls work better with wet sets is, there's a whole science behind it, but I'm just going to break it down, is that when the hair gets wet, its molecules kind of fall apart. They're not really holding a shape, and when you roll it up and allow it to dry while it's in a curled shape, those molecules will now form and dry in that shape that you've got them curled. So that's why when you take it out, you'll have that shape. And that's why wet sets tend to stay a lot longer and work a lot better, especially for those that have hair that is really hard to maintain a curl in. Now I'm just going to go ahead and run my brush through my hair. From here, to get the longest lasting curl set, you're going to want to use some type of setting lotion. Again, that really helps to lock in the curl. Now, a well-maintained wet set can last 3-4 days, but at minimum, you should get at least 2 days out of a good wet set. Now, I am using Kenra's Firm Hold Gel. Technically not a setting lotion, but this does a really good job at keeping curl in my hair. Now, because it is a gel, it does get a little crunchy, but you know what? I don't care because I'm going to be brushing out my hair in the morning anyway. As far as setting lotions or gels, you're going to have to do some experimentation. It reacts to different hair in different ways. I've known people who have tried this and it didn't work for them. There is Motions foaming wrap. There is Aveda's Confixer. I've used that before. There's XL gel. So really just find what works for you. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to part the hair just like we want it to be for the style. Again, I don't know what style we're doing, but I tend to wear side parts a lot. So let's just go ahead and do a really deep side part. So we're going to section off the crown section like so. The first thing you want to decide with your bang area is how do you want it to fall. If you roll your curls forward, it will roll more like, say, in a bumper bang direction, or a like the Doris Mayday look that we did where it kind of swooped down. If you roll backwards, it's going to do more of like a pump, more of like the Esther William curl, anything that brushes away from the head. Now the next thing you need to decide is, do you want the curls to be on base or off base? So just like in elevated pin curls, you want to decide if you want the curl to land right on top of the hair shaft. What that will do is give you more lift. If you take it off the hair shaft so it's behind there, it's going to be a flatter look. So let's go ahead and give it lots of lift, lots of volume. Sound good? Okay, so here's a very thin front section. Now, if you notice, if I take my foam roller and I lay it up there, the hair that I've selected is longer than the roller. You do not want to now roll from here because it's gonna kind of pinch the curl into the center. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna separate it down the middle. So now we have sections that fit within the width of our roller. Let me show you the difference in rolling. When I first started rolling my hair in foam rollers, but see how this is kind of pinched in the middle like a bow? They used to be a lot worse, but oh, here's one that's pretty bad. But that's, now it's pretty pinched in the middle. That is caused by when you're rolling the hair, you pull it really tight and really squeeze it in the middle. You can do that. It is going to give a much tighter curl, because when we say a 1/2 inch foam roller, we're actually talking about 1/2 inch. So you don't want to squeeze it down in the middle, because then that would be like 1/4 of an inch or something crazy in size. So you want to make sure that you're not pulling too tightly around the curler as you're curling, so you don't end up with your rollers in a bow formation. To do an on base curl, I always like to start my curl on an angle, because then that way I know when I get to the base it's going to land on base. So you're going to take your roller, you're going to take your roller and you're going to place it about 3/4 of the way down the strand of hair. Then you just want to wrap the ends around, and you want to make sure that you've got those ends tucked in as you begin to roll. And just roll all the way down to the base, and then you'll place in the bar. Now you'll notice this kind of flops forward. It's not really sitting how I like. It can get pretty frustrating. The other thing is, people a lot of times don't like it when the bar is in front, because it can kink the hair. What you can do is kind of pull on it a little bit so it spins, and spin it around. Now you'll notice that the bar is behind the hair, and what you're going to do, you're going to take one of your duckbill clips and you're going to clip it so that it's holding the bar, like so. That way this bar not kinking that very front of the hair, and it's not flopping forward. Okay, I'm going to do that a couple more times. Now the other thing to keep in mind as you're placing your hair onto the roller is you don't want to start to twist the hair to get it around the roller. So you don't want to do one of these, because it's all twisted up, and that's going to give you a much different curl. You want to make sure that you're rolling it. Think about it almost as the hair is a flat ribbon, and you're twining the ribbon around the roller. And kind of, there we go. So now I'm going to continue to do this very thing with the rest of the hair right here. Okay, just for fun, what we're going to do is we are going to roll this side like we did this. So we're going to roll it actually technically sideways, and then this side we're going to roll in alternating directions to get more of a wave. This will be more of the spiral. I know my hair will look nutty tomorrow, but what else? Okay, so on this side we're going to go sideways, so we're going to section the hair vertically. And it's going to be the same thing. 3/4 of the way. Wrap the hair around. Making sure the ends are nice and tucked in. And then rolling. Making sure not to pull too tight. And then placing in the bar. Now we are going to kind of rotate the bar on this as well, but I like to get the next curl in before I do that. So now if you're worried about the bar kinking, it's usually, you really just have to worry about it on the curls that frame the face. I typically don't worry about it after I do the front ones, but you can just rotate that bar towards the back and duckbill clip it. Duckbill clip it. Alright, let's do one more like this. So now we have our rollers on the side, all done in a vertical direction. Now let's do this side. Now when you're doing the alternating rollers to do more of a wave, you always want the first one to start going under, because otherwise the first curl is going to be flipping up, and it's not going to really merge with the curl underneath it, because this one will be going up and this one will be going under, and never the twain shall meet. So if you do it this way and this way, the curls will meet and intertwine. Alright, so this is super simple. And on this one, when doing it on the side, you'll notice that it's a wee bit bigger than my roller. I'm okay with that. It's really the crown area where you have to worry about that the most. On this, I'm not going onto the base of the hair shaft. I'm going under it. Let's roll it up so you can see how that looks. So you can see I'm going under it. So really, everything is all fitting onto the curl. It's quite okay that it's just a wee bit pinched in. And then for your next roll, you're going to roll it up. And then the last one you want to roll under. And you do want, typically when you're doing more of a wave look, you do want to make sure that you're getting 3 rolls of curls to really get the nice dip in the wave that you're looking for. So there we go, that's our side. Okay, so for the back, what I like to do is I like to divide it in 3. And this, it's not going to be neat by any means, but as far as the rows go. But what you're most concerned about is, number 1, that the hair is nice and brushed through, and number 2, that you're rolling it in the right direction. So I tend to just grab a bit of the side. They are thicker sections because, like I said, my hair is thicker back here. Same method to rolling it up. But because it is so much hair, I do roll it all the way up to the base to get as much curl out of that as possible. And you're just going to proceed to do that until you've done it for all the hair in the back. Alright, so there we go. We are all rolled up. I literally put just about every single one of my rollers into my hair. I think I have 34, maybe like 34 rollers in my hair. So we are going to be getting a lot of curl out of it. So that's just to give you an idea of how many I put in. Now, the other thing is the reason why I like to use foam rollers is they're a lot easier to sleep in because they're softer. I've tried sleeping in the plastic ones. No, I can't do it. It's hard enough. I mean, these are not the most comfortable things in the world, but you do get used to them pretty quickly. But the other thing you don't want to happen, if you're a tosser turner while you're sleeping, you don't want to wake up in the morning to find that one of these babies have popped loose and now you've got a head full of curl, all except for one piece where the roller fell out. Now, what I like to use is a hairnet. I know people use bandanas or scarves or things like that, but like I said, the back of my the back of my head, the hair in the back of my head is really thick, and I need to get as much airflow onto my hair as possible to get it dry by morning, even when it's just a little bit damp. So I like to use a hairnet because, as you can see, a lot of airflow through there, and I just pop it right over my curls. I know, looks super sexy, but even if these do pop out open, they'll fall a little bit, but for the most part the curl will stay in there. The other thing, I tend to do this earlier in the night. I'll sometimes do it at like 8 o'clock. I'm up for like 3-4 hours yet, and it gives it a little time to dry while I'm still up and about. That way, if something does kind of fall out, I've still got a pretty strong curl in there by the time I've even gone to bed. So I'll just spin around so you can see a look at the back. that is the rolling process. I hope you guys really enjoyed that. As well, if you have your own tips or tricks that you'd like to use for foam roller sets, go ahead and leave them in the comments section below. So I love to read them. And as well, if you have any other questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section as well. And if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It really helps to promote the video and also to show me that you like it. And if you want even more of this face, go ahead and check out any of my other videos, such as the vlog where I met Felicia Day. What? And I forgot how to talk for a minute. Yeah, I did. Or last week's hair tutorial, which was based on Doris Mayday, my favorite modern pinup girl. And finally, take a look at how our apron turned out. Such a fun DIY project, and it turned out amazing. And if you haven't already done so and you want to know when new videos are posted, go ahead and click subscribe. That's going to let you know when stuff's going on here. That way you don't miss anything. So that is it for today. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you on Sunday.